Good.
Good Yom Tov. The first thing we say on Rosh Hashanah afternoon, after being stirred to our core by the sound of the shofar, is Hayom Harat Olam. Today the world stands as at birth. The ancient rabbis taught that during the high holidays, it's as if all humanity and all creation are recreated anew. Let there be light, it says, and God saw that the light was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. According to Jewish mysticism, the Kabbalah, the light of the Creator dwells within each person. This spark of primordial light, this soul deep within us, is at the heart of our highest aspirations on the high holidays. As the sounds of the shofar bring us back to creation, back to the light, so the rituals, customs, apologies, and self-introspection that are at the core of the high holiday experience all serve to help us focus inward, to transform negativity within ourselves and in the world as a whole into light. Regardless of what life throws at us, if we can connect to the light within us on Rosh Hashanah, and indeed, why not on every day, if we can connect with the light of our Creator within our souls, each of us can separate light from darkness, filling ourselves and collectively filling the whole world with good. The Psalm says, "The soul of man is God's candle." As individuals, it's up to us, each of us, to live up to the words of the proverb. In a most basic way, is this really not what Synagogue Emmanuel is all about? After all, what is the fundamental role of the Beit Knesset, of the synagogue? Is it to enable us as individuals, as families, and as part of a broader community to somehow get in touch with the good light within ourselves? As we gather together virtually and in person on the high holidays to seek and to stoke the eternal good, we as a community, socially distant but spiritually together, bring our individual lights together. We actually unify the sparks of the divine as a community, feeding off each other and multiplying the effects. Imagine the powerful force that a synagogue community can be. A bright light filling a void, and together with other communities of faith, virtually illuminating the world. This is the prayer. This is the vision. This is the dream of what Emmanuel is and what it can be. And as we will it, it transforms as if mystically from a dream to a reality. In Psalm 97 it says, Or zaru ala tzadik, v'liyishrei lev simcha. Plant the seeds of joy and light. Tend them carefully, day and night. And in this soil so dark and deep, I plant the dreams that love will reap. A few years ago, a team of lay leaders reached out to the community in an extended process, harnessing our vision into a strategic plan for Synagogue Emmanuel. The plan celebrates egalitarian conservative Judaism. It focuses on three things: lifelong learning, service to others, and creating a place of belonging. Over the years, we've worked hard towards the goals and the vision laid out in this plan. But who could imagine what has come of us in 5780? The things we've faced over the last 12 months. Parting ways with our beloved rabbi of over a decade, a months-long void in the executive director position, dealing with a fundamentally dysfunctional and dangerous kitchen, proactively addressing the growing security threats that emanate from a whirlwind of social disunity that seems to grow and grow. And then, just to make it a bit more challenging, a global pandemic threatening our very lives, forcing us all to stay at home and to socially distance. Nevertheless, as a community, we all came together. A kitchen renovation committee, a huge capital fundraising drive, a nominating committee to build lay leadership, a rabbi search committee, and then an executive director search committee, all the while praying, how can we fix the kitchen? Where will the funding come from? What if there are no good candidates? And even if there are, how can we afford to offer them a package that will entice them? How can I start to name and to thank all those people that came together, giving so generously of their time, of their talents, and of your resources to make all of this happen? Like a miracle, our prayers have been fulfilled in ways we could not have imagined. We have a fully funded kitchen project nearing completion to indeed feed our insatiable Jewish appetite for sharing a bit of nash and an occasional l'chaim. And how blessed are we with our new rabbi and executive director. Bob Greenberg brings vision and wisdom born of years of experience as a director of synagogues and Jewish day schools. It gives me the chills to see him in shul with the talis on, doing what he does best, building relationships while working on the details that make things happen at Emmanuel. And I'm simply in awe of Rabbi Ravsky. I literally cried as our community shared in the naming of his new twin boys, witnessing the powerful love that emanates from the family Abby and he have built. Talk about energy. The rabbi is powering forward incredible ideas and vision for what Emmanuel can be. Indeed, throughout the shutdown and the restarting process, we have unwaveringly supported our professional team, just as we've been supported by our entire professional team. The potential we have today to nurture the light of conservative Judaism in Charleston is an awesome thing to behold. Even under the fog of COVID, we're planting new seeds and finding new ways to bring the meaning that power the internal flame of Judaism in each of us. But as our tireless treasurer reminds us, spiritual flames need energy that come not from words, not from visions. We need to pay bills, and we need to pay salaries, and we need resources to bring the program that we're all so thirsty for. And times have never been more challenging. Membership numbers are remaining stable at best. Many of us are struggling financially and need help as never before. We rely on fundraising for a very significant portion of our budget. And how can we pull off a barbecue or a gala during a pandemic? Typically, funds raised during the high holidays are a critical component of our operating budget. But this year, 2 of the 3 pillars of high holiday fundraising, seating and honors revenue, are at 0. So what do? Well, we tell it like it is. We have faith, and we rely on the generosity of each and every one of the members of this community to give as they can to this appeal. Each of our congregants will be receiving a letter urging you to participate in our high holiday appeal. I would encourage all of our supporters to take time between now and Yom Kippur to consider the words I've shared today. If you gave last year, if there's any way you can meet or exceed your commitment, or if you're new to the community, now would be a powerful time to support Jewish life in Charleston. Story is told of a wise and kind old Ethiopian king who loved his 3 children with all of his heart and soul. To determine who would succeed him on the throne, he devised a test. He asked each to fill a hut completely by the end of the first week of the new year. The first son, a strong and hard-working boy, set to work filling his hut with stones. He sweated and labored the entire week, dragging stones, showing his dedication, strength, and will. The second son, though small, was wise and no less dedicated to the cause. He went all over, found feathers, and filled his hut, which when compressed together, were able to fill every crack in the entire space with the feathers. But the third child spent the week in deep meditation and thought on the meaning of the challenge, and at the end of the final day, as the sun set, with a deep recognition of the meaning of emptiness, she entered the quiet, gloomy, and dark third hut she invited her family in and proceeded to light a candle and to sing a beautiful song, filling the hut with light and with joy. She was indeed the future leader of the people. My dream for 5781 is that we can all come together as individuals, as families, and as a community in this time of great darkness and fear, to kindle the light that is the good within our souls into a brightness that will spread far beyond us as individuals and even beyond us as a synagogue. Please make a commitment to support these efforts. Together, we can not only keep the lights on, but plant new seeds of light for the future so that we can reap the joy of the love that we plant. God willing, let there be light in 5781. Todah.